this video, I will show you some of the things that I do when I put on my makeup to make sure it holds up against ridiculous humidity and when it's really muggy and disgusting outside. We're moving into the middle of hurricane season right now, and even in California we're getting some of these remnants of tropical depressions. And since we're killing the earth, we're going to be getting a lot more of this really weird weather. So I hope that you can utilize some of these tips and tricks in your makeup routines when it's really muggy and humid as well. If you're not already subscribed to my channel, please hit the subscribe button below, hit the notification bell next to it so you get updates when I post new videos. Follow me on social media at Katrinaosity, check out my podcast at MDXpods.com, and if you enjoy this video, please click the like button, it really helps me out.
The first thing I do is, starting with bare skin, I use a gel moisturizer. Now these are higher in hyaluronic acid than regular moisturizers, and because they're a gel, they just absorb into the skin much more quickly than a regular moisturizer, which has a tendency to sit on top and feel greasy. Next, I use a fairly dry concealer. Now this is my go-to concealer for this purpose on a daily basis. I tend to get really oily around my eyes, so I just naturally gravitate towards a thicker, drier texture concealer. Then I set that with a translucent powder before it has a chance to crease too much, and this will help absorb any more oil that should happen throughout the day. After I do that, I apply a mineral foundation. I like to use a loose mineral foundation when I'm particularly greasy or when the humidity is high. For some reason, these formulas just absorb more moisture. Then I go in with this Scandinavia Makeup Finishing Spray, and I do 3 or 4 sprays. Next I do brows, and I'm using this Lancome Brow Styler, and usually in my everyday makeup routines I'll use eyeshadow on a flat angled brush. But for high humidity or when I'm going to be sweating a lot, this brow gel definitely works a lot better. I do fairly light coverage on my eyebrows, but you could definitely go darker with this product as well. Then I use a matte cream colored eyeshadow, and I like to use my finger to apply this because it keeps it from settling into creases, and the heat from your finger helps it smooth out across the eyelid, and you don't get any weird bumps or crepey effects from that. Then I use this taupe eyeshadow on a small fluffy brush and work that into the upper crease, trying not to go any lower than the outer corner of my eyes. This is just a very subtle eyeshadow effect to give a little bit of dimension to the upper eye. Then I use this nude eyeliner and go into the waterline. I only do the lower waterline, and for some reason having this on there helps keep the mascara or product from my upper eyelid from depositing onto my lower eyelid. Next, I go in with this eye pencil. I'm using a dark brown. This is from Note. It's the ultra rich color. And I don't work this into the lash line as much as I usually do with my other eyeliner products. If I get it too far into the lash line with any excess oil or moisturizer, it has a tendency to deposit onto my lower eyelids, and then I get raccoon eyes. So I'm just going in very carefully, trying not to get this too much on my eyelashes or into the lash line itself, and doing a nice thin line that slowly expands as it works its way towards my outer eyelid. Once I'm happy with how that looks, I add a tiny little bit of a wing, and I make sure not to do this wing any lower than where my eyes crease on the sides, because if I do that and there's any moisture, it's just going to make a big mess of it. So this is a very small wing because it's higher up on the eye, and it's following the same angle as my lower eyelid, but it starts much higher than the lower eyelid begins. Then I curl my eyelashes, and this also helps keep any mascara from depositing onto my lower eyelids. And I use my poor, well-loved Almay mascara. This is pretty much the only mascara I use on a regular basis, and I use this in black brown. Then I go in with this Kiko Milano lip and cheek stick. I like to use a cream blush or a cheek stick like this. It's just going to stick in place much better than a regular powder blush would. After that, I use my By Terry Rouge Expert Click Stick. This is a pretty interesting product. You actually click the bottom and it pops up, and I love the texture of this. It stays in place and doesn't feather at all, so it really is like a lip liner and a lipstick combined in one. You get this really rich color, and for some reason this formula does not feather on me at all, which is fantastic for high humidity. Then I go back in with my Scandinavia setting spray again, and I do 3 or 4 sprays, and then I follow up with this Pure Stick. This is a mattifying stick, and so I just take this with me wherever I'm going. I toss it in my bag, and it's perfect for little touch-ups throughout the day. And that is the completed look. I hope this video gave you a little bit of information on why I use these products for high humidity, and I hope you can apply these tips and tricks for when you are facing some really muggy, nasty weather. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please click the like button. It really helps me out.